Hi friends, long time no study vlog. I filmed this vlog during my last month in Japan and wanted to show you what I studied back then and also take you along as I wrap everything up in Japan and reflect on how living there has changed me as a person. I start every morning by reviewing my Anki cards for kanji writing, which is one of my favorite things to do. Studying kanji always feels like getting one step closer to solving a very complex puzzle, and therefore it makes my brain very happy. Finished! Now it's time for grammar. I went through some of my old notes for the Gogo Nihon N3 online course that I took at the start of 2024 to see what grammar points I still struggle with. Sometimes I also write little diary entries when I have extra time, and then I usually try to use those grammar points to get more comfortable with them. Apparently, it's okay. So, let's write it down. I feel like the easiest way to actually remember grammar points is to write my own sentences with them, especially the one to ikenai kara, or like teba ikenai kara. This grammar point is not on Bunpro, so it's hard for me to remember because I mostly use Bunpro to remember grammar. There's no opportunity for me to review it regularly, so I try to make more sentences with it because I feel like it's a very useful grammar point. It says doing something so something else doesn't happen. So I feel like you could use that in a lot of situations. So I don't have to throw away the things that I bought in Japan. I will ask my roommates if they want it, which I will have to do this weekend. Yay, done. So it's kind of short, but to be honest, I feel like the shorter it is, the easier it is to do, of course. Because last week I wrote a really long part, like here at the bottom. This is just like one entry, and I feel like every time I do a long entry, then the next day I don't really want to do it because I feel like it's sometimes a bit too much of a hassle, especially if I don't have enough time. So this week I just tried to keep it really short and I used no new words. It feels more doable that way, and I had the goal of writing 3 times this week, and this is my 3rd time, so that's great. Now I will add some stickers and then I will get back to reviewing the other grammar points. I think I will go with a plant because I actually have to give away some of my plants, or like 2, I only have 2 plants. Let's continue studying with grammar. So this is actually my Gogo Nihon grammar notebook. I did a review on the course a few weeks ago, so you can check this out as well. But I only started in April from chapter 6, and before that, all of the other chapters I did last year, so in 2024, and I feel like some in 2023 even. So chapter 1 to chapter 5 I mostly forgot if I didn't have the grammar points in language school. So I'm kind of trying to review until chapter 5 more in depth, and then chapter 6 to 11 I also want to review a little bit because I just learned them a few weeks ago, so they're still kind of fresh in my mind. But yeah, this is still kind of the goal for this quarter. I don't know if I can finish it, but I guess I will have enough time in the plane to read through a lot of that, so maybe I can finish it this quarter and then start with something else when I'm back in Germany. 雨が降るといけないから傘を忘れないでね。明日はテストなので学を休むわけにはいかない。I feel like all the grammar points that contain わけ are a bit confusing for me because there are a lot of different ones that kind of sound similar, so sometimes it's very hard to keep them apart. And I will try to work on that more as well when going forward. I'm not quite sure yet how I will do it, if I want to do it online or like in Notion or in a notebook, to kind of have an overview and put the really similar grammar points next to each other and just write down why they're different and in which way. Because I feel like if I just review them individually, I will just mix them up eventually. So yeah, I guess I should do that in Germany, because I will not have time here in Japan, let's be honest. So now it's time for Bunpro, and I have 180 reviews, which consists of 16 grammar reviews and 164 vocab reviews. And I will definitely do the grammar now, maybe some vocab, but yeah, not all of that, because I will have an appointment later and I will probably have to wait quite a bit for that appointment, or like to be called to go in. So it's good that I have something to review, I guess. So I will only do a little bit because I have to work in about 15 minutes, so I don't have a lot of time left to study. So my study time's over. Let's see what I can cross off the list. So Bunpro I did have. I will do the rest later. So I can fill this in. And then kanji I did. Grammar review, chapter 3 and 4. I did both. I feel pretty comfortable with chapter 4, but chapter 3 not so much, so I will leave this open so I know I have to review it more this week. Listening I did before starting to film. So usually I listen now to podcasts almost every day when getting ready. So as soon as I get out of bed, I will put in my earphones and then just play a podcast, or multiple episodes actually. And it's a pretty easy podcast, Japanese with Shun, like always. Or like now it's Oyasumi, Japanese with Shun. He talks very slow and I usually put it on 1.2, 1.3 speed because it's very easy Japanese. I don't have to think a lot about it and I will still understand what he's trying to say. And yeah, then writing I did as well, and reading I didn't do yet, but yeah, maybe probably not later actually. Not today, I guess, but on the weekend. And as you can see, I have a lot of dots to fill in. So I was thinking about how I can kind of make it low pressure and easier to just study, because sometimes if I have very specific things on the list, it can feel a bit intense. So yeah, I just tried out, especially with the reviews that stay the same every single day, to just do the dot system. So I will put 7 circles for Bunpro, kanji, and those are basically the things that I want to do every single day. And then for listening and reading, I have 5 circles because I know it's not reasonable doing it every single day. So 5 times I usually can do easily. Sometimes I even do every single day, but then it's just bonus. And writing, I also tried 5 times, but I never really hit the goal in the last week. So I just said, okay, I don't want to feel bad about it. I will just kind of lower my expectation a little bit. Try it with 3 times, and now it feels much more attainable. So I'm very happy about that. For grammar, I usually have more specific chapters because, yeah, I just want to keep track of where I am. And also for Bunpro, I have adding the Gogo Nihon chapter 5 vocabulary to Bunpro because I have it in Anki, and I don't use Anki anymore except for writing my kanji. I kind of got very tired of Anki and it took too much time to make the cards. Now I'm just trying to get by with Bunpro, which worked pretty well, especially in language school when I didn't have any time for making cards myself. So that's actually my current planning system, you could say, when it comes to learning Japanese. So I thought I should explain a bit what's going on today, because it's one of my last weeks here in Japan. So today is Friday the 20th of June and I have to leave on the 31st. So only 1.5 weeks left, which feels very strange, and I'm kind of happy to go back. Like, I'm looking forward to a lot of things in Germany that I don't have here or that are not that easily available. But I'm also very sad leaving. So yeah, I don't really know what to feel. about leaving. I think I'm more sad than I am happy to go back to Germany, actually. But yeah, nevertheless, I have to leave because my student visa is running out and there's no way I can stay longer with keeping my job. So going back it is. And to go back, we have to go to the ward office today. And when you live here, you get a Seriinudesu card. So the proof that you're allowed to live in Japan, I guess you could say. But yeah, basically we have to let them punch holes into the card, so it's no longer valid, kind of. And you're supposed to do it 1 to 2 weeks before leaving Japan. And we're going today because they apparently have English-speaking staff on Friday from 1 to 5, at least in my ward office. And last time I was there, it was very hard. Like, I kind of got through it with Japanese, but I wasn't really sure if I did everything correctly at the end, and I don't want to mess anything up because if I want to come back to Japan for, I don't know, a longer time in the future, I just want everything to be done correctly and not them telling me, oh, you didn't pay your health insurance correctly, so you're not allowed to stay here or anything. We actually also want to go to sushi to eat. So sushi is a place near Kamakura. There's a restaurant we want to eat at, but it closes at 5. So yeah, I hope we will make it, but should be possible. And then we want to go to Kamakura afterwards because I feel like the beach in Kamakura is way better than the beach in Sushi. And if we can make it, we also want to say goodbye to one of the cafe owners in Kamakura because we got along with her pretty well and she's a very, very sweet person. And we also took a picture together. So my boyfriend, her and I, the last time we were there because we didn't know if we would see her again. And we also follow each other on Instagram now, which is very sweet. I feel like she's a very interesting person, and it frustrates me that I can't talk more in Japanese actually because I feel like we would have interesting conversations. She basically owns a vegan cafe, so if you're in Kamakura, feel free to visit. Let's spend the rest of the time in Japan together, I guess. I will try to film a little bit throughout the next days. Let's go. Hey, long time no see! Today is the 29th of June, which means I have to leave Japan tomorrow. And yeah, I'm not happy about it, of course. The last days I spent meeting a few of my friends and saying goodbye to them, which was kind of sad, so I didn't really feel the impulse to pick up the camera, and I was just like, no, I want to be alone, be a bit sad by myself, I guess. Today I will meet another friend of a friend. I don't know why, but in the last week I got to know 2 people who also have ADHD, and I don't know a lot of people myself who have it, so I'm very happy, of course, getting to know those people, but I'm also thinking to myself, why in the last week? Why didn't I know that before? Because one of them I met almost every second day. Yeah, but we never talked about it. But now I'm like, oh, that's why we got along so well. So yeah. it's, I mean, nice that we can talk about it now, but also sad that I have to leave. And I said goodbye to Chloe from Straw Blondie Studies. I said goodbye to Leo from Itadaki Healthy. So there were some people that I got to know a bit better through social media, or like because we were in contact before I came here, and then it was just natural to meet. So I'm very grateful as well for social media and just being part of the community before coming here, because I feel like it made it way easier to find some people to hang out with, and already knowing you get along with some of them. Again, now saying goodbye is sad, but that's fine. I was also able to get rid of quite a bit of my stuff, which I'm very happy about. Some of the people in my share house took over half, so I only have a little bit left. So I don't feel as bad because I don't have to throw away a lot of things. Tomorrow I will also try to sell a few of the last things, like my Wi-Fi router and another book that I just finished. So that's also on the list. As I said, today I will meet another friend of a friend. Afterwards I will go to Kamakura again to spend my last evening here, because I really come to like Kamakura, even though it's sometimes very touristy, which of course I don't like. But beside the main roads, it's very quiet, calm, and I will also take my camera along, so I will show you a few more clips. And yeah, I hope they are as relaxing for you as they are for me, because I feel like sitting there and watching over the sea, I can just turn off my brain and not think about anything, which is very rare. So I want to do that since there's no real sea in Germany. So yeah, I will miss that a lot. I will also do some last shopping. You know, I want to get some hair oil with yuzu scent, which I really like, and I got this as well the first time I came to Japan 5 years ago, and it was still on my list for like when I came back to buy it, and I want to buy a bit more so it lasts a bit longer. And I also have some, you know, memories to take back home. And then tomorrow I have to say goodbye, and I don't want to. I already said goodbye today to my boyfriend as well, because he's also going home to his home country for a while before we meet again. So it was kind of a sad day until now, but I'm certain it will get better. So yeah, let's go. Living abroad has once again made me more mature, questioning the life I lived back in Germany, and also setting new boundaries for myself. I also experienced similar things when I spent half a year in Australia when I was 18. Being far, far away from a typical environment and the people and culture you know is always a great opportunity to reinvent yourself or just become your real, authentic self. For the first time in my life, I took off my mask that I built over the years because I was told I was too loud, too much, too shy, too weird, too sad, too overdramatic, or whatever else you hear as a neurodivergent person living in a neurotypical world. I told myself, if everything crashes and burns, I at least tried and never have to see any of those people ever again. But you know what? It did work, and I found some people who loved me for who I really am. I couldn't be more grateful for them. Even though I know that I won't see some of them again, I'm still very grateful for getting to know all of them. So if you're watching and you're one of those people, thank you a lot from the bottom of my heart. There's still so much I have to learn about myself, my impairments, and the life I want to live. But living in Japan brought me a few steps closer to the real me. While it wasn't always easy to live here, I found more self-acceptance and self-compassion, which made the struggles that I had to face worth it. If you ever think about moving abroad for a while, I can only recommend it.